Do you hear it? That sound is not just a cry tearing through the silent night, but an echo rebounding from millions of years of natural evolution. Starting with a prolonged, mournful, and urgent meow, it gradually turns into continuous bouts of howling as if the whole world is neglecting a tiny life. Pale moonlight filters through the window crack, casting upon the soft fur of the little cat you pamper every day. But tonight, that gentle creature who loves to curl up obediently in your lap seems to have disappeared. Replacing her is a wild being, her back arched high like a drawn bow, rear end raised, tail flicked to one side, her dilated eyes reflecting sparkling rays of resolute light. She slithers across the edge of the sofa, rubbing her body against every table and chair leg with an incomprehensible frenzy, rolling on the rug as if participating in a mysterious ancient dance. If you just take a passing glance, you might groan in frustration, pull the blanket over your head, and wonder why your beloved cat has become naughty, disrupting your sleep. But please don't rush to blame her, because if you calm your mind for a moment and listen with both ears and an open heart, you will realize you are not facing a nuisance, but witnessing one of the most magnificent and harsh symphonies of the biological world, the call of the survival instinct. The prelude of this symphony is conducted by an invisible maestro named Estrogen. When a female cat enters the stage of 5 to 9 months of age, a biological clock hidden deep within her brain starts ticking. Unlike humans or dogs, the reproductive rhythm of cats is seasonal and strongly governed by sunlight. Science calls this the phenomenon of being seasonally polyestrous. Imagine when the freezing winter days pass. Spring knocks on the door bringing extended rays of sunlight. Light shines through the cat's retina, sending a secret signal to the pineal gland in the brain, reducing the amount of melatonin, the hormone of darkness and sleep. This reduction is like lifting an anchor, releasing the hypothalamus so it can activate the pituitary gland, thereby unleashing a storm of sex hormones down upon the ovaries. At this point, that tiny body is no longer the cat's alone. It has become a biological machine perfectly programmed to seek the continuation of the species. The journey inside the female cat's body is a series of extremely rigorous biological calculations by nature. In many other animal species, eggs will release according to a predetermined time cycle, regardless of whether a male is present or not. But cats possess a mechanism called induced ovulation. This means that throughout those days of agonizing howling, the fully ripened eggs remain lying dormant, waiting in the ovaries. They resolutely will not drop without direct physical stimulation from the act of mating. It is this bizarre energy conservation mechanism that creates an endless loop. If the cat cannot find a mate, the hormone levels will temporarily cool down after about 4 to 7 days. You might think the storm has passed and breathe a sigh of relief. But no, just 1 to 2 weeks later, when the ovaries realize the reproductive goal is unfulfilled, a second wave of estrogen surges, stronger and more intense than the previous one. And so, the heat cycle loop can drag on exhaustingly from spring through the end of summer, draining the strength of the tiny creature and testing your own patience. And during those sleepless nights, the cat doesn't just use her larynx to sow howls into the air. Parallel to the sound, there is an invisible language, silent yet fierce and lingering far more deeply, the language of pheromones. When you see her passionately rubbing her chin and cheeks against the edge of the bed or continuously rubbing her hips against the door frame, that is not mindless affectionate behavior. Through the scent glands distributed on her face, flanks, and the base of her tail, the cat is diligently drawing an invisible, chemical map throughout the house. These pheromone molecules contain the clearest biological message: I am here, I am mature, and I am ready. Furthermore, some cats in extreme agitation might even urinate outside the litter box. That stream of urine mixed with hormones is the brightest billboard, capable of flying with the wind, crossing closed window cracks to weave into the keen olfactory senses of male cats prowling kilometers away. Before long, you might hear the deep, responding calls and mutual threatening growls of the wild suitors gathering around the walls of your house. Faced with that fierce vortex of nature, your role cannot merely be an annoyed owner woken up in the middle of the night. You are her protector, her sole pillar of support amidst the blinding hormone storm. Care at this moment does not begin with risky suppressant injections or pills, but with understanding and the most delicate actions. The first and most important step is to lock down the space. A cat burning with instinct can become a master escape artist. They can squeeze through the narrowest door cracks, defying danger to jump from the balcony to the ground just because they hear the inviting call of a male. Keep windows tightly closed, reinforce protective screens, and create an absolutely safe fortress. Inside that fortress, use warmth to soothe those neurons that are as tense as guitar strings. Behavioral science shows that warm temperatures have a significant calming effect on agitation in cats. A warm heating pad placed under a thin blanket in a quiet corner of the room can become a wonderful refuge, helping their bodies relax somewhat. Along with that, spend time brushing her soft undercoat. The steady rhythm of the comb not only removes loose fur but also simulates the grooming behavior of fellow cats, helping to release endorphins in the cat's brain. However, please remember a vital rule: absolutely avoid petting the lower back and the base of the tail. That unintentional action of yours will be interpreted by the cat's body as a mating stimulation signal, making the lordosis, arched back, raised tail posture even more intense and the howling even more pathetic. Instead of physical stimulation, distract her mind and drain the excess energy generated by estrogen with high-intensity play. A feather wand toy swooping through the air, or a laser pointer darting on the wall will awaken her deep predatory instincts. When the brain is focused on the chase and the muscles have to work at full capacity, the demands of the reproductive system will be temporarily pushed to the background. Play with her until she is panting, lying flat on the floor, and her eyes are drooping from exhaustion. An exhausted body will easily fall asleep compared to a restless body pent up with energy. And when the cat has fallen asleep, that is when you need to clean up the chemical battlefield she just scattered all over the house. Cleaning the rub marks or the territorial urine puddles is extremely important to break the scent stimulation loop. But be careful with what you use to clean. Absolutely never use cleaning agents containing ammonia. Ammonia has a chemical structure closely resembling cat urine. If you use it, the cat upon waking up will sniff this unfamiliar scent and mistakenly believe that an enemy has just intruded, trampling upon her territory. Her natural reaction will be to continue howling louder and urinating inappropriately even more to cover up that ammonia smell. Instead, look for biological cleaning solutions containing specialized enzymes. These enzymes will break down the protein structure of the pheromones, erasing all biological traces without leaving behind any agitation, returning a tranquil, fresh space. However, no matter how patiently you clean, cuddle, and play, that loop will return next month, then next season. To leave a life endlessly struggling in a thirst for survival that is never satisfied is not original nature, but a form of invisible torment, especially when our modern life does not allow litters of kittens to just be born and grow up homeless on the streets. Therefore, the most humane and profoundly scientific decision a cat lover can make is to spay. Spaying is not merely eliminating the reproductive ability, but a solid medical shield protecting the life of your little friend. By surgically removing the ovaries and uterus, we permanently extinguish the hormone storms tormenting the cat's nervous system. Furthermore, pathologically, spaying completely eliminates the death sentence, named pyometra, an incredibly dangerous pus-filled uterine infection commonly seen in female cats as they pass middle age. It also minimizes the risk of developing malignant mammary gland tumors, helping your cat have a healthy life and significantly prolonging her lifespan. After waking up from the surgery, the mournful howls in the middle of the night will only be a thing of the past. That body will no longer be torn apart by instinct. Those eyes will return to their clear, peaceful look, brimming with complete trust devoted to you. Imagine another silent night in the spring of next year. A light drizzle flutters outside the porch, bringing the caressing chill of the night dew. No more gut-wrenching howling sounds. No more restless shadow jumping onto the window. Your little cat is now lying curled up into a soft ball of fluff right on your chest. her steady and gentle breathing harmonizing with the warm purring resonating from her chest. The soothing yellow light casts upon her half-closed eyes. Enjoying the petting. In that moment of absolute peace, you will realize that love for an animal does not only lie in giving them delicious food or buying expensive toys. True love stems from an ultimate understanding of biological instincts, tolerant patience in the face of wild behaviors, and the courage to make the right medical decisions to protect their quality of life. Gone are the long sleepless nights facing the heat storm. Now, there only remains a pure, quiet, and profound friendship between two beings.